Alright guys, welcome back. So let's have a look at SMCI. We still have a couple more hours until market close. So today so far it's trading at $41 levels. Today 6.5% down. There's not much of a news to talk about except for SMCI's the SEC filings and then technical levels. And so far today in the morning it looks like there were some headlines, Barron's. Yeah, we'll take a look at this one, but first take a look at the SMCI's SEC filing 8K form where, yes, okay, I'll just read it out very quickly. On December 6th, Super Microcomputer received a letter from the NASDAQ stock market informing the company that NASDAQ has granted the company request for an exception to NASDAQ's listing rule through February 2025. Exception gives the company until February 2025 to file its annual report on Form 10K for the fiscal year ended June 30th, 2024. Its quarterly report on Form 10Q for the period ended September 30th, 2024. Of any other required filings. The company stock will remain listed on the NASDAQ global market during the exception period. If the company files all the required reports by this date, the common stock will remain listed so long as the company remains in compliance with the NASDAQ listing rules. In the event company does not file required reports by February 2025, NASDAQ will notify the company that its common stock will be delisted. If that were to occur, company would have the right to appeal such determination to the NASDAQ hearing panel. So that was the headline which made the stock gap up. It looks like on, I missed this move yesterday. I didn't see it at all. I was not watching this name, but yeah, gapped up and people pretty much sold the gap and today it's selling off a little bit more. So if we switch to a daily chart now, we can see that huge gap down that stock had. It has already been filled. You can see right here the accountant quitting. That was the headline actually, where stock gaps pretty huge, goes all the way down to 17. We called out that these were the risk levels. It could go up 100+%. And then the gap fill area, possibly this 50 area, was very solid resistance. We didn't come up to 50, but we were almost there. We almost hit that level. So right here, right now, your support would be this $40 area. That's where it's hovering around. This is acting as a support, but a little bit below, we have a 50-day moving average at $37 level. But you don't want this name cracked below 37, because if it cracks 37, you will see it at 30, 25, and then $18 levels. Those are the support levels I'm going to be watching to the upside. So if it consolidates here and if it tries to push into the year end, 50 still remains the resistance, but it can also do this sort of a price action that it has done right here when it was pretty much chopping around for weeks, actually, not days. So gotta be careful with that sort of a price action that we saw in the beginning of the basically somewhere around September and October. It can very well do this until the beginning of the year, and then until they report their filings. I don't know if they're going to release them soon or if they're going to kick the can all the way till February 25th. But these are the levels for the stock. Volume is declining, implied volatility coming down. So far going into that February 2021, stock is implying $21 move because, again, risk is still there. Market is thinking that it can move $21, which is for the stock 50% move up or down. So let's take a look at the option activity put to call ratio. So far you can see 330,000 calls traded, 29,000 puts traded, and I believe all of those puts calls that are being traded, you can see most of the calls, 36% of that volume traded at the bid, which means people were selling those calls to capitalize on elevated IV. and also the puts as well. You can see most of the puts that are being traded. It's actually, puts could be even being bought, but we can take a look at it, individual orders, to take a look at maybe something that is standing out. So there are a lot of 25 calls for this week being traded. I'm not sure if these are being sold. Looks like they were traded in between market. There's also $60 call for next week, $45 call by the end of December, $45 call. These could be the ones that are being sold. But in terms of the puts, I'm not seeing like something that particularly standing out. $12 put for January 2025. I'm not sure if these are being bought or sold. Probably sold because those are very, very small premiums to collect, and maybe they don't mind to get assigned stock at $12. If I see particular strike price being attacked and much of the volume come into that particular strike, I'll definitely point it out. But so far, I'm seeing the biggest, if you just go to the strikes, particular strikes, the biggest open interest could be the $20 put for January 2025, which has 50,000 contracts. But so far, this stock is still have pretty high implied volatility all the way from this week, next week, all the way till February 2025. Up until they release those reports, it will be that way. So those are the levels I'm going to be watching for SMCI. Thanks for watching. See you in the next one.